A progressive speech more than a week after it was delivered is now catching fire and going viral. More Perfect Union reporter John Russell, who writes a popular labor newsletter called The Howler, addressed the Democratic convention. He gave what some analysts are calling the most radical speech in DNC history that most viewers missed because the broadcasters didn't carry it and nearly all the rest of the media did not report on it.
They called us rednecks back in the 1920s. Because striking workers from all different races wore red bandanas around their necks as they fought and died for respect and a living wage. Their fight yesterday is our fight right now, right now. It is our choice to build on this progress and to create a political home for the mass of working Americans fighting for control over their government, their workplaces, and their planet. And it is our moment to live up to.
In his call for class solidarity in a world where people take control of their workplaces and their future, Russell drew a sharp contrast with Donald Trump. Russell also did not hold back from jabbing at some of the history of Democrats.
Across the country, working class people are looking for a political home after years of both parties putting profit above people. Now, Trump, a billionaire, says that he'll take on the elites, but then he promises handouts to big oil, and he punches down at anyone with the guts to be different. But populism that insists we are too different to get along is just divide and conquer by a different name.
As more and more people discover this speech, they are sharing it on social media with comments including short, sweet, damn impactful, pure working class power, a great speech on climate action and justice, and hell yeah. In addition to Russell's address, the Democratic Convention aired a brief video in which the labor influencer spoke to workers across the United States and highlighted the impact of the Inflation Reduction Act. That was the signature Democratic bill signed by President Biden that raised more than $700 billion from tax reform and prescription drug price reductions and spent more than $900 billion on energy and climate change.
Here I am looking at one of the biggest auto mega plants being built.
We talked to workers in rural Tennessee who joined a union for the first time to build one of the largest battery plants in the country.
We have 20-year-old people thinking about their future. We never did that.
I got things now that I never thought I could have. Generational wealth, I'm working on that.
Medical, dental, vision, pension, something to fall back on when it's all over with.
We went to Vegas, where union workers are building America's first high-speed rail. To Lordstown, Ohio, where auto workers who lost their jobs under Trump returned to work at a new battery plant.
This could be the future. This could bring industry back to Lordstown. We saw it in its heyday, and here we are. We have the opportunity to make the battery.
And Milwaukee, where workers are replacing every lead pipe in the city.
The video was striking in how it showed the immense economic activity and boost to unions. A lot of us may have seen some of the construction in recent years in our communities, but the big picture of the Biden administration legislative successes is remarkable. Investments in clean energy, manufacturing, and infrastructure are having an impact on working people's lives, and nobody is telling that part of the story in as compelling a fashion as John Russell. He has a significant social media following for all of the content he creates, and the content he delivered at the Democratic Convention is getting an encore performance. Social media clearly recognizes that Russell's speech and message were unique, and that working class Americans who are often ignored at large political gatherings like conventions are now enjoying some noteworthy successes. It's all thanks to a Democratic administration that understands a basic tenet often glossed over in this election. Investments in clean energy not only help our planet, they boost workers and promote solidarity. By the way, Donald Trump is getting shredded over his recent stunt at Arlington National Cemetery.
Is nothing sacred. That is sacred ground.
On MSNBC, Mike Barnicle ripped Donald Trump for the smiling thumbs-up photo op at Arlington National Cemetery.
And the idea that any candidate of any party would use intentionally or unintentionally use that sacred ground as a prop for a political campaign is beyond condemnation.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.